Hello everyone, so today I'll be doing a review on the Soviet ShMS gas mask. So this gas mask I bought on Etsy for about $88, and this was shipped here from Ukraine, and it got here within 14 days, and I don't even know how they shipped it because it's like a war zone in Ukraine right now, especially Kiev, and this actually got here faster than something that I purchased in the US, and that's really surprising because shipping usually isn't that quick from sort of Ukraine and the sort of Eastern Bloc countries, something like that, but that doesn't exist anymore. So this is the mask itself. It came here along with some rust, so there was sort of a bit of rust on the intake-outtake valve. Let me show you. So this is the intake outtake. It has this kind of rust on it because it wasn't stored properly, and the voice diaphragm had some tarnish on it, the black stuff on it, and I used some I used salt and I used vinegar, and I scrubbed most of it off. And this mask itself, it has a the sort of forward-looking lenses. These are the Tisset tubes, so it defogs the lenses. It has a voice diaphragm, the simple Soviet intake-outtake, and it also has sort of the ear things, so you can hear better. There's thinner plastic here, and this is a 40mm Gauss because it's a Russian mask, Soviet mask. And let me see, on the side here, this is a size 3. This was made in 91, I think, and the C, I don't know what it stands for, it's some Soviet factory. That's the mask itself. So now, also came with the hose. The hose, I switched it out. This one is a rubber one. It came in a sort of canvas covered one, but I thought the rubber one would match it better. So put that aside. And it also came with a EO16 filter, so this is one of the big filters. These were made fairly early, around 66. This one was made in 66, and there's a filter plug on it, and there's also, interestingly, a 40mm screw in there, so you can screw on sort of an extra filter for this, because the bigger filters, they don't actually have sort of an particulate layer on this. There's only sort of charcoal and a bit of cotton in here, so it doesn't really have a sort of particulate layer. So what you would do is you would screw in here a sort of another smaller filter, a particulate filter, but you can also screw on like larger filters, like you can make an infinite loop out of these because there's a screw on the back. And let me open it up. This one's you wouldn't want to breathe through that since there's charcoal seeping through. And there's also tons of asbestos in this, and the chemicals in this probably already broke down, so it's dangerous to actually breathe through this. And now for the bag. So this bag isn't in very good conditions. You can see it's one of the simple Soviet bags. So it has this leather sort of strap thing. You would just put that through there. And this bag was made in 70. This entire set is mixed up, but all together, this would be called a RSH4 decontamination kit. And this in this bag there's 3 segments. So this segment is for the filter. There's also 2 wood blocks in there, so the filter doesn't get scratched up. And you can put like a filter in here, and you can breathe. This segment is for the mask, and in the front, this segment is for the hose. So this is it's a well-designed bag. It's pretty small. I sort of like it, but it isn't in very good conditions because it wasn't stored properly. So now I'm gonna show you how to put on the mask. So I already have the hose attached. So you simply just stretch this. Over your head. So, I think it's made an airtight seal. Let me check. Yeah, airtight seal. And, it's pretty comfortable. It fits me. A size 3 even fits me. So that's pretty good. The voice diaphragm, I can hear it vibrating, so I know it's working. And then the ear cutouts, I can hear pretty good. So I can hear myself. And, yeah, so this mask can be used with optics. So I have a microscope here. Let me use it. So, let me adjust it a bit, and I can see the wood on the desk, and, ooh, scratching. And, I think it's pretty cool. So these lenses sit really close to your eyes, and, you can look through sort of optics, and, these look straight forward. They kind of limit your vision around here, but these sit really close to your eyes, and it doesn't really matter because you can still see. And this mask was and this mask was really creepy looking. And this mask is a Soviet sort of helmet mask, so it's a latex hood, and this was made for sort of rocket troops and soldiers who needed opticals, sort of who used optics, such as snipers, or rocket crew. So I have a helmet here. This is a Soviet helmet, I think. It's just a Bulgarian copy of it, so let me just try this on. It's really big because it's the simple Soviet design, and I'm just gonna ignore the strap. So it works with a helmet, works very good with the helmet. And the strap, I would just ignore it and just put it straight on, since the strap doesn't really work with a sort of gas mask. So let me take this off. And yeah. So the mask functioned fairly well. It's pretty good, and probably the best Soviet gas mask. And I could hear that the voice diaphragm was vibrating a lot, and it made sort of weird sounds because there's too much air flowing in this mask. And when I wore it, it didn't fog up because the tubes functioned, and I also put some toothpaste on it so it wouldn't fog up. So that's a tip: if your mask fogs up, you can just put some toothpaste on it, and it works very well. And this is a pretty good mask, but it's very rare and it's pretty expensive. And every time I wear this mask, since I have to like keep it good, I have to clean the voice diaphragm on the inside because there's a lot of the breath and stuff. It gets really wet so it doesn't rust, so I have to wipe all of that. And yeah, so this is kind of difficult to clean. And yeah, so this mask is a good mask. I will give it a 9 out of 10 because it's kind of rusted, but for design I would give this a 10 out of 10. This mask is good, but it does lack a it lacks a sort of oral nasal cup because it's one of the Soviet masks. You can see there's nothing in there, so it should have had a sort of oral nasal cup, and it would have made the best mask on earth probably. And they didn't do that, so it's not the best mask.